first, I just want you to like introduce yourself to the audience. Just say like your name, where you're from, stuff like that.
All right. Well, my name is Fly Papi. I'm from Virginia Beach. Uh, my Instagram is Fly Papi with two Y's, so FLYYPAPI. And Virginia Beach in Virginia, not the Canada one everybody's talking about all of a sudden.
Wait, there's a Virginia Beach in Canada. Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, allegedly the song that Drake put out, the first song on his new album was called Virginia Beach. But then once everybody from Virginia Beach started talking about it, people started digging and found out that it was a Virginia Beach in Ontario. But he's
Jesus,
probably
man.
still talking about Virginia Beach too, though. So
You know he's talking about both. He's trying to do a double
yeah,
entendre with that. That's smart
yeah,
though. Yeah.
basically.
So, what initially got you into music?
I grew up in church. I've always done like poetry and sung in the choir and stuff, and I just think early in the '90s, just with the emergence of rap in general, and growing up as a young black male in America, I just think that was the highest pinnacle of maybe excellence at the time. Sports and entertainment. So um, for me, I was just always musically inclined as far as writing, and I just always took to the greatest rappers at the time. Coming up, the Jay Z's, the Nas, the Bigs, the Tupacs. And just like everybody else, but it also just helped me to become my own artist and develop my artistry. 'Cause I've been writing music since I was 8 years old. So yeah, just kind of coming up in the '90s in that golden era of rap and music. Kind of wanting to aspire to be that early on.
Wow, that's dope. First of all, I didn't even know you were writing music since you were 8. I think you're like the youngest person, like the person to start off, the youngest out of everybody that I know. Everybody I know started off when they were like 11, 12. You're 8 years old writing music, so that's dope. You had more than enough time to perfect your craft and get to where you are today. So that's what's up. And you already mentioned some of the artists, but what other artists inspired you to become the rapper you are today? Like any more?
Of course, just like I said, the greats, the Jays, the Nas, the Bigs, Snoop Dogg. I'm heavier on the West Coast. I think a lot of people was listening to East Coast early on, I took a liking to Nas, Warren G, Ice Cube. So yeah, just the greats really inspired me early on. But even now, I'm inspired by the new greats. The J Cole's, the Drakes, the Kendricks. Um, Even though I make the type of music I make, I'm still inspired by great artistry and lyrics in general. Rap always boils down to lyrics at the end of the day, lyrics and production. So I really try to hone in on just being the best lyricist that I can in my lane that I'm in.
Speaking of like artists that you looked up to, when did you, as a musician, started taking your music seriously?
Um, it's been a few times. This is probably my third time trying to attempting to do it seriously, but this is probably the most substantial time. But I had a situation with Two Chains in 2015, and I was kind of touring around doing South by Southwest, and um, I did King of Diamond Miami, and just different things that we were doing. And so, like from 2010 to 2015, I took it serious, and then I took a break from 2015. I didn't start back again until the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, that was really just, I think everybody just started to try to figure out what they could do to keep themselves sane and, to develop themselves while the world was shutting down. And I just kept seeing artists that were similar to the music that I made, and that they were emerging, and it was like, how can I catch that loop? Why do I keep missing that loop? And I just decided to start writing and start back recording. And I actually probably wrote close to 200 songs and recorded 200 songs in 2020, and then in 2021 I just started to release music. So for about 2 years now, I would say this is the time that I've taken it the most serious.
Wow. And I totally agree with you on like everybody during the pandemic. It's like they had a time to reflect, like work on their craft because where else you gonna go? What are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm so glad like you were one of those people that decided to like go back to the drawing board and come back with a bang. So because you're like I even checked out some of your older music. It's really good. But like your newer music has like a new I don't know, like flavor to it, you know, and I really like that. So, like, I could tell you put in a lot of work in your newer music.
No, yeah, for sure. I learned a lot from my older stuff. I learned, kind of what not to do, what to
Mm.
do better. And even when I was, sometimes, how they say an overnight success takes 10 years. Sometimes you got to go through the process of, being a different artist so you can, be a better one down the line. You might fail at this, doing it this way. So, it did teach me the business and branding myself and social media and content and but this time around I'm really focusing on the music. I want the music to be just refreshing. Someone here that wanted to be a professional. I wanted to be like, who's this guy? Whenever for me outside of being an artist, when I discover like an underground artist that I didn't know about, I kind of binge off that person. Like, hey, they got all this stuff going on. I just start to dig more and look for. So I want to be that. I want to be when somebody hears the one song, they're like, hold on, let me. This man got 8, 9, 10. What? You know what I mean? I want them to see that I got 10 albums out in the past 2 years, and and the binge into that. So that's what I really do it for. Like I really do it for for it to catch up. I might be doing it at a fast pace, but I feel like it'll all catch up.
Oh yeah, and speaking of like just binging into art, that's what I was doing with your music. I was like, I found out about your music when I was at work editing the Something in the Water concert stuff, and I saw you perform, and I was like, this artist is dope. Like, let me check. He gives me like a Nipsey Hussle style, but like with that VA flavor to it, and I like just went and started looking you up. I was like, man, like I hope I'll be able to interview him, you know, because he has some really good music. So I totally feel you on just like wanting to provide that content for, your current audience and also future audience that just finds out about you. They have more than enough to listen to.
Yeah. And that's kind of the goal as an artist is to kind of stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I just think early on, I was ready, but I wasn't ready. So
Hmm.
that helped me to get to this point to know what to do now.
Speaking of how many projects you have out so far, you just said you have 10. Um, But also, are you working on any new projects? Is there any thing that you can leave the audience with any new music you're working on so far?
Yeah, so I just my last project, which was members only, which was my 10th project in the last 2 years, and that dropped July 31st, August 1st, something like that. So that's been out for a couple months, and right now I'm working on project number 11. Um, it's to be titled. I mean, I already got the title, but I'm gonna hold it for when I release it or whatever. But yeah, I'm working on project number 11 right now. I'm like halfway through it, just trying to find some. Just every time I do a project, I want it to be better than the last one. So I'm setting the theme. I'm getting the songs together. I'm getting the beats together, and then even right now, I'm promoting for it by just dropping content, visuals, pictures, just the whole rollout. It got to be a presentation whenever it come out. So I just treat it like a rollout, especially being in a different city. So like, I'm based out of Virginia, but I travel for a living. So like right now I'm in Seattle, and Seattle's like probably the number 2 or 3 listeners that listen to me on a daily basis. So I'm tapping in with them. I've done a couple shows out here, and then just being here to write and actually put the album together is making, for a great album.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I know just going to different like traveling to different places that builds up a lot of inspiration and creativity for newer projects. So I know like this next project is going to have like a whole new sound probably
Yeah.
different from your other ones. Now that you're writing and doing everything in Seattle, I just know it's going to have like it's going to sound different. I'm looking forward to it. So,
No, yeah, the I actually the songs that I have written so far because I haven't recorded anything yet. But the songs that I have written so far are just they are special. They're crazy. So I'm looking forward to this, and that's how I stay motivated. Dropping art. It's like an artist, like an artist with a painting. When they focused on that painting is kind of all they think about, all they want to be doing, all they want to come home and do, and that's kind of how I am when I make an album. So this helps me. It helps me. It's kind of my meditation. It's my peace. Me getting to make an entire album that is a vibe. I'm not a one song person. I'm not a throw a single out and I'm gonna push this single for 3 months. Like I want to give you a piece, like a whole piece that you can sit with and dissect. And I'm a hard critique on myself, so I take pride in what I do.
Yo, I feel you on that. They said Michael Jackson used to do that a lot too, where like he always tried to top the next album that he did. Like he would listen back to his albums, look at his music videos, be like, and be very hard on himself, but it was worth it because the next project always got
Like
better and
always,
better. So,
yeah, I do
like, I
that every
totally
time.
feel that.
Yep, that's exactly what I do. Michael's a Virgo like myself, so we definitely trying to perfect everything we can. And as great as my songs are, and the best songs that I have, I know I have more than that to come. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just learning. I'm learning, cadence. Just different writing styles, different flows. And I have my signature flow, which is something that I'm branding as well. When somebody hear me like, oh, that's Fly Papi, you gotta have that. So yeah, I'm just adding more things to the arsenal and just like I said, being a hard critic of myself so I can make the best music for the world.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And just keep on doing what you're doing, keep on improving with each project. And like I think the last question I got is well, I did have a bonus question here. I think I already asked everything. Dang. Wow, that was quick. But I did have this bonus question. I wanted to know what was it like performing at the 2023 Something in the Water Festival?
Man, that was surreal. It was surreal. Like I was saying, I don't know if you've seen it, but I had got interviewed by the news for that. Like Wavy TV 10 actually interviewed me, which was kind of a bigger deal than me even performing because, like, my mom saw me on the news. Like that for me. That was my kids saw that. For me that was it. So to actually be down there to perform and shout out to Team Lamb and Where the Heart Is and everybody else who put that situation together and allowed me to come bless the stage. I actually wouldn't have been there without them. So I just want to shout out to them, let them know I appreciate them for that, and look forward to the next year to come. But just performing there, being down there, seeing the stages, the pandemonium, that was a dream come true. That's kind of what you do it for. It's kind of really what you do this for is to get to that level. And even though it wasn't like that major level, it was enough to see it. It was like Martin Luther King saying, he see the mountaintop. He might not be there, but he can see it. And that's when you can see it, that's inspiration enough. And that was just that was a pinnacle of my year this year. I've had a great year music wise, and yeah, something in the water. Just to be from Virginia Beach, to be on the news in Virginia Beach, and to perform down the ocean front was crazy.
Yo, like I know it had to be very I know I had to give you like more drive to keep on doing what you're doing because I always hear about a lot of musicians and a lot of comedians as well. They always say when they perform in front of their very first big audience like that, it just makes them see things from a different perspective after that to where they have to continue to want to strive further in what they love to do, you know?
Yeah, it's like an awakening. You don't.
Hmm.
It's like it's for anything. If you play basketball or if as the debater, you never know till you get tested. That one time when you're testing, and you're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And
Hmm.
I love performing. I love music. I mean, I love performing. I love writing music. I kind of like to be the center of attention at times. So like that just works right up my alley to be performing. And yeah, it actually just awoke me to just what can come further than that. You know what I'm saying? Like the bigger, the next levels. And I put that in my music. My music is about just leveling up and taking advantage of all opportunities and not waiting for nothing to happen but going to get it. So you know.
And is there anything else, like any, I don't know, just anything else you want to leave the audience with? Social media, whatever, anything like that?
Yeah, like I said, y'all can follow me on Instagram at Fly Papi, FLYYPAPI. Twitter, Real Fly Papi. And just be on the lookout for new music I got coming out. And if you're just looking for some new music, and because it's really nothing out at the moment. It's not a lot of great stuff going on. Music is kind of dry. So if like
Hmm.
you haven't heard anything and you just want something to listen to, just check me out. I guarantee you won't regret it, and you might actually like a lot of the songs. You know what I'm saying? You might love a lot of the songs, but it's definitely just a vibe. It's definitely refreshing, and a point where music is still. I feel like I do offer something, valuable to the culture. So, like, if I was anybody listening to this, I would check out, Maui Breeze, or check out my new album that I just dropped, or Swing Through. I have over 100 songs that I've dropped in the past 2 years. So just get familiar. I've dropped 30 videos. I'm on YouTube. Just search Fly Poppy, and it's time for the next superstars and icons to be born, and the people are the ones who birth them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the support, and I'm willing to give the work to do it. You know what I mean? To gain that support from new people and new fans and new supporters. So that's all I would say. Follow me on all my social medias and just continue to support.
Awesome. Yo, thank you for making time to sit down with me for this interview and also incorporating this into the underground biography. And again, y'all definitely check out Flat Poppy. If y'all like some smooth cruising hip hop music that y'all want to cruise downtown to and feel
That's
cool
yeah,
to, you turn
yeah.
him up. You turn him
That's it.
up in your car.
That's
So
it.
definitely check him out, follow him everywhere, and we will hopefully come back with more. We'll probably do maybe a updated interview or something once your project comes out and it's been out for a minute.
No, that'll be
And
dope.
just
That'll be fire.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. All right. Thank you again for this.
No, absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you for
No
reaching out
problem.
and for listening to me, and just discovering me, because you came across me, and that is what I need from more people. So for you to come across me and then for us to be doing an interview, God bless you. I wish you
Yeah.
all the wellness.
You as well. And thank God for Wavy TV. Shout out to Wavy TV. They're like sister company with our station, ABC 8 out here in Central Virginia.
Okay.
So shout out to them. If it wasn't for them,
Shout out to Wavy TV team.
I wouldn't have even known about Flat Poppy. So shout out to them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said the news was what that was God right there.
Hmm.
I just one night